It's been a couple of days since I've done a reading from Boy Overboard. I have been extremely tired and doing a lot of work with my teaching life. So we're reading chapters 15 and 16 today of Boy Overboard. This is the biggest crowd I've ever seen, including the European Cup final on TV. Even the World Cup final probably doesn't have as many people as this refugee camp, or as much dust. I've looked everywhere for a soccer pitch, but there isn't one. It's just tents. Thousands of them, everywhere you look over this scorching, hot patch of desert. There are tents made of old plastic or cardboard or twigs or cloth. We haven't got any plastic or cardboard, so we're using Dad's coat for ours, propped up on some sticks. We can't all fit under it at once, so we have to take turns. Mum and Bibi are asleep in there at the moment, which is good because it gets them out of the sun for a while. Dad's off trying to find out how we can get to Australia. I've been trying too. 3 days we've been here, and I've asked a load of people, and not one of them knows. Either that or they think I'm just playing around. People don't take kids seriously sometimes, even in refugee camps. Well, at least I've got plenty of time to practice my ball skills. Foot, knee, foot, head, foot, knee. Wanna buy some water? It's a boy with a gloomy face and a plastic bottle. No thanks, I say. Ever since we got to this camp, people have been trying to sell us stuff. Water, food, old clothes, or buy stuff from us. There are pawnbrokers everywhere giving people money for their possessions so they can buy the stuff they need. Luckily, Mum's good at packing, so we didn't need to buy anything except for sticks for the tent. Only 50 cents American, says the boy, pushing the dusty bottle at me. This isn't washing water, it's drinking water. The boy looks like he's been here for a while. He might know how to get to Australia. Apart from the scowl, he kind of looks friendly. Want to play? I say to him. The boy nods, not smiling. I kick the ball to him. He picks it up and runs off with it. Can't believe it. He's stealing my ball. Come back, I yell. I sprint after him. It's not easy chasing someone in this place. You've got to dodge trucks, squeeze between tents, jump over whole families, and make sure you don't tread on any prayer mats or trip over any goats. Luckily, I'm good at weaving between things, better than the boy who sees I'm getting closer and finally drops the ball and keeps running. I pick up the ball. I'm tempted to try and catch that kid. What he needs is a whack around the head and someone to explain to him about team spirit. It's a pity that Yusuf isn't here. But I don't because of what I see. I'm in a different part of the camp now. I haven't been in this part before. The tents here are more worn and ragged. The people are different too. Instead of cooking and talking and smoking and running off with each other's soccer balls, like in our part of this camp, all these people are laying down. Some of them are groaning. They look sick. This is terrible. They need help. What can I do? Mum's got a bit of medicine, but it's mostly for headaches and upset tummies, and it's nowhere near enough for all these people. I look around helplessly. Through the dust haze in the distance, I see the trucks moving slowly along the camp roads, bringing more people in. One of the trucks is different to the others. It's white with a red cross on it. I know a red crescent means doctors. I hope a red cross does too. I race over to the truck. Stop, I yell when it gets close. The truck ignores me and it keeps on going. I run after it. I overtake it and bang on its bonnet. It still doesn't stop. I sprint in front of it and stand blocking its way. Now it will either have to stop or run me over. It stops. The driver leans out and swears at me. Sick people, I say. Loads of them over there. Where, says the driver. I point. The driver glances over and then looks at me. They're not sick, he says. They're just hungry. We've been waiting a week for a food shipment. Oh, I say. Mum's got food too. Bread mostly. But for all these people, it would only be a crumb each. The aid trucks are meant to be arriving any time, says the driver. You look concerned, young man. Want to help us hand out food? Yes, I say. And then I say something. If I'm still here, I'm going to Australia. The driver looks impressed. Australia, he says. He calls over to his shoulder. Hey, Gav, someone here you should meet. A man appears from the back of the truck and sits down next to the driver and looks at me. Going to Australia, says the driver, pointing at me. The other man grins. Best country in the world, Australia, he says. I stare back. I've never seen anybody with yellow hair, blue eyes and a red nose before, but his voice kind of sounds familiar, like those Australian strikers who play for Leeds United. The man's speaking my language, but I still recognise the accent. On the front of his t-shirt is a flag I don't recognise. The bit in one corner I've seen before, but the rest is blue with white stars. He must be Australian. I am so excited I can hardly get the words out. What's it like in Australia? I ask him. Are there any good soccer teams? The Australian man laughs. Some great ones, he says. Where I come from, Dubbo, Abattoirs United are world beaters. They've won the Western District's trophy for the last 9 years. I gasp. That's wonderful. Are girls allowed to play soccer in Australia? I ask. Of course, he says, chuckling. Government wants them to. Spends money encouraging them. Are people allowed to be teachers and taxi drivers and bakers? I ask. The man grins. Definitely, he says. There's thousands of schools and thousands of taxis and millions of cake shops. I wish Mum and Dad and Bibi could hear this. So there's enough food for everyone in Australia, I say. Bucket, says the man. Supermarkets never close. Even better, if you've got a fishing line, you can catch your own tea. I'm not sure what this means, but tea is out of the bucket sounds good. So people in Australia, they're happy, I say. Happy, says the man. They start laughing first thing in the morning and don't stop until 2 hours after they go to bed at night. I can see it's true. The Australian man's been laughing right through our conversation. There's one more thing I need to know. Do you have mines in Australia, I ask. Oh, my word, we do, says the man. My heart sinks a bit. Lots of mines, says the man. Mines everywhere, full of gold, some of them. Gold? I stand in a daze as the Australian man gives me a wave and the truck moves away. Good old Mum and Dad, trust them to choose the best country in the world, where even the landmines have got gold in them, so that if you get your legs blown off, you can afford the hospital bills and a wheelchair. I've got to tell Mum and Dad the good news. Then I start heading back in the direction, picking my way between the tents. But after a while, I'm not sure if the direction is where I came from. I try another direction and another. No sign of our tent. I ask people, but they haven't seen it either. Panic grabs my throat when I pass a 3-legged goat I've seen before, and I realise I must be going around in circles. I start to run, frantic, bumping into people, treading on things. I run for ages, until my chest hurts too much and I still haven't found the tent. Never give up, I say to myself, even when things are looking hopeless. But sometimes you don't know what else to do. I'm sitting here on my soccer ball in the hot dust, alone in the middle of thousands of people, wondering if I'll ever see Mum and Dad and Bibi again. What sort of desert warrior am I? I can't even find my way home. Dad's ancestors give me an idea. Bread. If I bake some bread, not only can I feed the hungry people in this camp, but the smell will attract Dad. He can smell baking bread about 50 kilometers away. It's in his blood. I need flour and water, salt, and an oven. I jump up and look around at the dusty rows of tents. I can build an oven out of dirt. Dad taught me. A kind person will probably let me use some of their flour and water if I promise to give them the first couple of loaves. But where would you get salt? When you're fleeing for your life, you don't bother to pack salt. There's probably not a grain of salt in this whole camp. I squat back down on my soccer ball. This is hopeless. How can I be a good baker? I put my head in my hands, sweat and tears run down my face and into my mouth. Yes, salt. But before I can let out a whoop of triumph, a hand grabs mine. It's not Mum or Dad or Bibby. It's a boy who tried to steal my ball. I pull my hand away, but he grabs it again and drags me to my feet. He's really strong for his size. He must do goalkeeper training, and perhaps that's why he looks so gloomy. Goalkeepers are always under so much pressure. I'll take you to your family, he says. Thanks, I say. I was right. He is friendly underneath. For $1, he says. American. My heart sinks. I haven't got $1, I say. And I wish I'd kept my mouth shut. Okay, the ball then. I clutch my soccer ball tight, but the boy doesn't take it. Instead, he pulls me by the hand, zigzagging between the tents. He seems to know a lot of people, judging by the number that scowl and swear at him. I decide I have to trust him. What have I got to lose? Nothing, as long as Mum and Dad have got $1. The boy leads me out onto one of the main road camps, just as a big modern car drives past. I wonder why anyone with a car like that would be in a place like this, and then the car stops. The boy gives a yell, "Come on!" Suddenly he's dragging me towards the car. This is the first time I have seen him look excited about anything. What's going on? I ask. United Nations, he says. Two men dressed like English Premier League managers are getting out of the car. People are pushing past us, waving pieces of paper and shouting at the men. The United Nations give people tickets out of here, says the boy. Come on, he flings himself to the crowd, dragging me after him. I can't believe my luck. These people can help me and Mum and Bibi get to Australia, and his kid too, if he wants to come. I imagine Mum and Dad's faces when I turn up with tickets. Excuse me, I yell at the United Nations men. I'd like 5, please. I don't think they can hear me. The boy has let go of my hand, is trying to wriggle through the crowd to the men. I try and follow, but the crush of people is too strong. There are hundreds now, shouting, pushing, desperate, hysterical. The United Nations men are trying to get into a small concrete office, but the crowd won't let them. The United Nations men's clipboards and folders get knocked out of their hands. Bits of paper fly everywhere. Excuse me, I yell even louder. This is hopeless. They don't even know I'm here. I've got to find a way of attracting their attention. I know, my ball skills. I'll show the United Nations men I can make a contribution to Australian sport and society. They must like soccer, or they wouldn't have United in their name. Trouble is, I'm being crushed. My ball is jammed against my chest. I can't even get it down to my foot. Hey, I yell at the crowd. Don't push. I'm trying to do soccer. They didn't hear me. The United Nations men are yelling at the crowd too, but the crowd isn't listening to them either. Oh no, the United Nations men are struggling back into their car. They're managing to get the doors closed. The car is pushing through the mob. It's driving away. Come back, I yell. It's what everyone else is yelling too. A few hundred people are running after the car, but they're not catching it. I don't bother. I'd rather use my energy to take a few deep breaths and get over the disappointment and come up with a new plan, like dropping over to the United Nations place in the morning and doing some ball skills for the men on their way to work. I wonder if the boy knows where they live. As the crowds go back to their tents, I try to find the gloomy kid, but I can't seem to find him anywhere. I walk for ages. No sight of him. I start looking for a good place to build a bread oven, and then I see it, our tent, with Mum and Bibi standing outside. I open my mouth to whoop with joy and relief, but the sound and the joy gets stuck in my throat when I see something else. Something near the tent that Mum and Bibi are watching with anxious faces. Something that makes me sick with panic. Dad surrounded by uniformed police. And tomorrow we'll continue with chapters 17 and 18. Thanks for listening.